I'm Alf. I'm CEO of FoodRazor, and today I'll be talking about how data and technology are going to shape the F&B industry in the future. First, a little introduction about myself and about FoodRazor. I have been in Asia for the last 10 years, working on growing different teams and different projects across different industries, ranging from e-commerce to education. And I recently came on to FoodRazor to really help with its global expansion. What is FoodRazor? FoodRazor is a small startup here in Singapore with a global outlook. We help F&B establishments worldwide with their invoice management and processing through our tool. At FoodRazor, we are obsessed with vendor invoices. Why? In typical restaurants, chefs and owners will spend most of the day working in the kitchen or working with customers, and only at the very end of the day, after 12-hour shifts, they'll come home and they'll have to start working on their invoices. That'll take many hours of manually inputting the data onto the accounting system. And this leads to a lot of different types of inefficiencies. First of all, it takes a lot of time. We have learned that it can take up to 20 hours per month of just feeding the invoices onto the accounting system. Secondly, this is a very manual and inefficient way of doing this, which can lead to a lot of errors in the input of the data. Two, it usually generates a bit of a time lag. Our business owners didn't get into the restaurant business to efficiently upload invoices. They did it to be in front of customers and to help them with food. So what that ends up happening is that our business owners will put this leave it to the end of the month or even the end of the quarter, and they'll end up with a stack of invoices that then they have to feed into the accounting system. So they're losing the opportunity to get that invoice data live. And this time lag can generate a lot of problems if there have been any clerical errors that haven't been addressed, or if there's been any increase in the price of any ingredient that the business owner wasn't aware of. Finally, we know that a lot of business owners will shortcut and only input the lump sums that are in the invoices rather than inputting the cost of every single item. This means that at the end of the day, the business owner won't have a very, very detailed view into the business, will only have a general view. And so any opportunities to save on cost and increase margins are lost. And this is where FoodRazor comes in. So through FoodRazor, through our app, our business owners, our restaurant managers can just simply upload a picture either by taking a photograph with their phones or their iPads, or uploading in the PDFs or emailing it in, whatever is easiest, onto our app, and we digitize it on their behalf and send it back to them and even integrate it with their accounting software. This allows for a few things to happen. First of all, the restaurant owners get the data back in real time. They also get the data in a very detailed manner. We go down to the product level of detail. That means that the business owners can really see a few things that they wouldn't be able to see otherwise, such as price trends over time of particular ingredients, such as how much they're spending on a particular category of products, or how much they're spending on a particular type of supplier. This kind of knowledge allows them to make better business decisions. If they realize they're overspending on fruit and veg, for example, they may have to either retune their menus to come up with menu items that are going to be a little bit more cost efficient and that bring the margins up. Currently, FoodRazor has 300 customers worldwide in over 10 different markets, including Singapore, Hong Kong, and a lot of the regional markets here in Southeast Asia. Our customers have reported up to 10 hours monthly being saved on manual entry and reductions in their cost of up to 20%. Tools like FoodRazor are going to be helping the restaurant industry going forward. A lot of the data that we are talking about is data that the restaurant owners already have. The problem is that business owners or restaurant managers don't really have the time to go down deep and look at what that data can offer them. And that's where tools like FoodRazor come in to help them look at that data and provide the insights that can help those business owners make stronger business decisions to improve their margins even further. These tools don't just include invoice management and processing, to be sure. They can include any other parts of running a business, such as inventory management, guest management, reservation management, and so on, to increase anything from productivity to engagement to customer satisfaction or any kind of operational efficiency. What restaurateurs are going to want are this data packaged in beautiful dashboards, number one, and number two, what are some of the action steps that they might want to consider in order to better future-proof their business. I'd like to talk a little bit more about the data aspect. So there are two types of data that we can look at very simply. First, of course, is the revenue data, right? That's going to be coming from your point of sales system. So that can include anything from how much was sold to what time of day to who was on shift when those items were sold and promoted, and that can help you better that can help you make better decisions with regards to what should be on the menu at different times of day, what types of customers are coming to your shop at different points, and should you be changing your offering depending on who is there, the time of day, where, the weather, anything like this, right? The other part of the data that we can look at are the costs. And in the F&B industry, there are three main costs. One is rent, which is pretty much a fixed cost. And the other two costs are labor and food costs. Labor usually takes about 30%, and food costs take up to 40% of your total costs. So those are very easy to track with a digital tool. FoodRazor can track food costs. There's a lot of other digital tools that can track your human cost, your labor cost, which is especially important in the world that we live in now, where there's a lot of mobility is restricted, and so that means that a lot of workers who might be coming into the F&B industry are actually not available. So you need to become very, very conscious of who you're hiring and how to get the most productivity from each hour of your workers. This actually goes hand in hand with the power of digital tools, which allow for a lot of time savings. So rather than spending time, let's say, managing your staff or uploading these food invoices to your accounting software, the time savings that you generate are actually going to translate directly into cost savings as well. One of the problems or one of the issues that we often get asked, a lot of the times restaurant owners are very reticent to take on these digital tools because they feel like there may be a replacement in their staff, right? So a typical thing that we hear at FoodRazor is, is this tool going to be replacing my accountant? And that's actually not what these digital tools are setting out to do. What they're actually hoping to do is increase the value that those staff are bringing to the business. So in our case, right, the accountant is actually not being replaced by our technology. The accountant is actually getting empowered by our technology. So rather than spending hours and hours inputting the data onto the accounting system, what this accountant can do now is work with that digitized data to provide stronger advisory services to the business. So that you're getting a lot more value from that accountant than you previously were, thanks to a digital tool like ours. So I'm definitely not the first person to say that data is going to help revolutionize, the SMEs and really empower them. But one of the points that a lot of our customers make is, okay, we have this data, so what? And I think this is one of the demands that customers need to make from whatever digital tool supplier they're working with. It won't really be sufficient to be able to generate that data and simply hand it over to the customer. What actually the customers need is a little bit of help in understanding that data in a very quick way, and then proposing a series of solutions that the business owner can take, right? I mean, ultimately, the business owner is still the master of their business, but understanding what are some possible options that they may not have thought about that might be able to lift or solve a particular problem. For example, with FoodRazor, one of the things that we offer is a price alert feature. So say you upload your invoice, and then we detect that there has been an increase in the price of a particular ingredient. We will alert that business owner immediately that has happened. And there could be two reasons that could have happened. Number one, it could just be a clerical error, right? Whoever wrote that invoice maybe added an extra zero. And so knowing that it happened immediately, or knowing that this was the case, you can go back to your supplier and have them corrected. It could also be the case that this supplier really has increased the price of this particular ingredient, and going forward, you don't want to be paying as much for that. So you may want to find alternative suppliers, or you may want to find the way to better negotiate with your existing supplier to get the price that you want to pay. And this is the kind of service that tools like ours need to provide the business owners with. There's also one thing that we see a lot in the F&B industry, which is that restaurant owners are typically looking for that one solution that can pretty much cover everything. In the case of FoodRazor, the back of house has 4 big pillars that everyone wants a digital solution for. 1 is invoice management, 2 is order management, 3 is inventory management, and 4 is recipe card management. It is very, very difficult to find that one solution that can do everything very, very well. They exist, but they tend to be, enterprise, customized solutions that are very, very expensive. Instead, what business owners should be looking for are, the best in town for each of those tools, or even better, find bundles. So in the case where one tool integrates with another tool and they can be sold as a particular bundle together, that will give the business owner some cost savings, while at the same time really capitalizing on the quality that both of those solutions can provide. Digital tools are going to help the F&B industry in 2 main ways. The first way is that they're going to help remove a lot of menial, manual processes that don't really contribute to the business itself. The second way in which these tools are going to help is that they're going to generate a lot of good data that good tools will use to generate interesting and valuable insights and give them back to the customer, to the restaurant owners, to the restaurant business owners, to help their business and improve their margins. Thank you for attending the talk with me today. I hope you were able to get some insights about how technology is going to shape the restaurants of the future. If you're interested in knowing more or in having a chat, please drop me an email at alf@foodrazor.com. Hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.